All right. That's 5 minutes. So let's do introductions. And I'm going to ask you all to introduce yourself along with your pronouns as well. So Isaac, and then Kieran, and then Jason and Daniel. Would you like to go? Obviously, what you do. What you do is a big part of your introduction as well.
I'm Isaac. I design the mini games that you play on Island, and I make the music that's on the event as well. And I'm a him.
I'm Chase. I'm the lead game designer for Island. I manage all of the systems outside of the games. So that's everything from cosmetics to all the items in your Infinity Bag to all the different shops and eventually the many, many systems that will come to Island, like the fun ones we teased in our little dev update, like apartments and fishing, etc., etc. And I am him as well.
Hi, I'm Kez. I am the lead developer for MCCi Island. So I'm the person that takes all the cool stuff that Chase has written and along with the rest of our amazing dev team makes them into real things that you can actually see and play with. And my pronouns are they, them.
And I'm Daniel. I'm the lead developer for the event. And about once a month I look at the island and then code a lot of game changes. And my pronouns are just he, him.
I'm Stefan, otherwise known as Noxite. I'm a creative director and project manager and a bit of many things. And my pronouns are he/him. All right. Cool. So that's introductions out of the way. We're going to keep this quite lighthearted, maybe a few jokes, depending on if anyone's feeling funny today. And, pretty relaxed. We're going to try and be as unprofessional as possible, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But this is cool. This is a lot of people. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And I hope you're all excited about the dev update that we posted yesterday on the forums. I did say that it was going to come in December, but then got really busy. And it just turned out that January was like a better time to post it because we actually had more to show. But yeah, this is a lot of cool people. Lots of people listening in here. If everyone in this stage joined MCCi Island right now, we would literally be the most popular server in the world. Isn't that cool? So everyone should just join the server.
There are currently more people on the server than in this stage, though, to be fair.
By saying that, you made like 5 people leave.
It'd be like 1,000 people. That would be a lot of people. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, assuming you're not already on the server, it would be 1,000 people.
All right. Anyway, let's see. Is there any updates that we can give? The article we posted yesterday, the response has been amazing. So we're really happy to see that people are hyped about what we're doing. Love the whole the naysaying about the battle pass. Love that. Some people out there are excited though, so that's cool. But there's obviously there's lots of stuff that we can talk about there and why we're doing certain things and blah blah blah. We've got a lot of work to do still. We really can't wait to bring it to open beta. And as I said in the article, closed beta has been great. It's been really successful for us. So thank you very much for everyone who's signed up or paid access or whatever and played it. All right, should we start with some questions?
Do you want to maybe go pick a topic or we've worked through I'm just sort of realizing
that's
how
a good idea, actually.
This might get out of hand if we don't sort of go in some sort of
okay. I mean, okay, all right.
I feel
here's
bad
a
for
nice
people who've already
question.
asked questions.
Here's a nice question to begin with. Okay. Okay. First question. I can't remember who it was that posted it, but they said, "Why is open beta a few months ago?" A few months away. Sorry. Why? Chase. Why?
Oh, that's my response. Okay.
Kieran, why?
Well, I guess I'll sort of answer this slightly. There's a lot of work And those of you that have read the forums post will know that there are a lot of changes we're making, a lot of cool new stuff that's coming, and a lot of systems that are being reworked. Some sort of from the ground up, some being replaced entirely. And part of our sort of main goal is to make sure that everything is sort of, ship shape, all well and good and cool and working well. And that takes time, both from the sort of designing part, as I'm sure Chase can attest to, but also the actual developing part as well. That takes a lot of time.
Believe it or not, yeah. We do actually require a good amount of time to both create the things and then develop the things. But at the end of the day, we really want to make sure that everything's in a place where we can release it and then only worry about adding to it, not about like retroactively changing everything and ripping stuff out and putting new stuff in and just like throwing your guys' progression all over the place. Because once we hit open beta, we're not doing any more progression wipes. So we really need to make sure that everything has been made perfect because we can't afford to reset later. So that's why it takes quite a while to get us from when we started back in August to when we release in a few months.
Yeah, I think a really good.
yeah.
Go on, Isaac.
We're pretty close. We've got a lot of the core of Island there. We're just kind of getting just the remaining bits ready for open beta.
Yeah, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's put it that way. Okay. There was really good question actually for everyone in this channel, one by one. ZBP says, thanks for making such an amazing server. What part of open beta are you most looking forward to sharing with the community? Yeah. So let's, Isaac, you can begin.
Oh, okay. In open beta, I guess I'm most excited for the new game that we have announced. So, Parkour Warrior. Very excited for that and being able to play that on Island. I think it's just the way we've designed it is quite exciting and unique, and it just seems like a very enjoyable thing. Without, spoiling anything.
I will, I might have to agree with Isaac that I'm most excited for Parkour Warrior, but like if I have to give an answer from my own stuff, I'm very, very excited for all the changes we're making to how it feels to progress through the server. Just kind of feeling like you're always working towards something with all the new systems we're adding is just going to feel really, really good because I like feeling like I'm progressing and I like playing the server. So a little bit more progression is going to be great.
Aaron?
Well, I'm just going to go a bit more wholesome. I'm just very excited for everyone to be able to come on and play. Really, that's the main part. I think it's been obviously very useful for us to be in closed beta, but I am just most excited for everyone to be able to come on and experience all the things that they want.
Daniel?
No, I'm gonna make this an even better roundup. I'm excited for the future after open beta because
that was not the question, Daniel. That was not the question.
No,
Daniel, you can't talk about the fishing system. Daniel, you cannot talk about the fishing system.
Okay, then I'll talk about my favorite thing is the thing I coded recently, which is, as you said, this Parkour Warrior has three ways in which it works, and I coded one of them. And I'm not that big of a fan of Parkour Warrior on events, but I would absolutely play one of those 3 sub games that I made recently. You won't know what it is because I'm not allowed to spoil, but it's very fun.
I can't wait for it either. I don't think I'm going to win it a lot, but I'm very excited for it. I'm more excited to work on it, I think, than play it, which is weird.
Yes, it's an interesting design we've got because you're getting more out of Parkour Warrior than we have in any individual game yet. It's just a lot going on in it, and it just seems really exciting.
All right, we shouldn't overhype. We're making it sound like it's the next big thing, but it might be. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe everyone will hate it. Anyway, the thing I'm most excited about is really simple. Actually, it's the fact that cosmetics are going to give you champion score, and it's something I love. The kind of idea of being able to open my wardrobe and kind of scroll through everything and just check what's giving me champion score and stuff, and then knowing that every time I get a new cosmetic, my little champion score number goes up. I don't know why I'm excited about that, but it's feels like almost achievement hunting, but with actually tangible items that I can do something with. I think that's cool. All right, should we let's jump into another question. Oh, that is such a dev question. I'm not. Whoa.
You got to get a couple of really dev
It's a
questions
paragraph.
in there.
I'm not even going to read that. Okay.
Yeah, just try to get ones that
Maybe.
people are asking a lot. That's what I'm looking at. There are a lot of repeat questions, which is fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about asking repeat questions, but try to get one that like covers a lot of people's.
Will the closed beta members receive any exclusive cosmetics within Island? So, hopefully, you were all reading the thing when you bought it. But for those who didn't read the product that they bought, which is pretty normal, to be honest. Like, who reads the ingredients on the back of a can of soup that you buy? Really, there are certain all the fast pass tickets. Okay, how do I form this? We designed it in a way where anyone who bought something is going to get something exclusive that's from beta, right? So that's either a founder's hat, a founder's aura, or some of the or some gems to start their open beta life with. For those of you who just got a ticket for free, the answer is no. Unfortunately, you don't get anything exclusive, but you did get to play Island early for free. But the lowest paid access ticket is made excessively cheap for those people who do want to grab something exclusive during closed beta for now. Okay?
And you'll
Hope that
always
made
have
sense.
those exclusive memories and joyous screenshots of your time in closed beta.
Yeah. So you get you'll get the cosmetic and some gems at least, if you want to buy the cheapest thing. All right. Where's another question? Can you describe the new game in one word?
The one we
So
haven't announced?
this isn't Parkour Warrior. Obviously, it's the other one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, guys. There's a really
I got
obvious
a good word.
here. Don't use the obvious word.
I'm just gonna say frantic.
Oh.
I think that's a good word for it.
Can I give my feeling about the game?
Yeah.
It'll be really big. It's gonna be a blast.
Okay.
God
All
damn
right.
it, Chase. Okay, it's going to. Okay, let me think of my word. Kittens.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think those words together, they form the whole picture. I think that's good.
Kittens, yeah, that's the one.
And I'll just say another word: bureaucracy. That as well. Lots of bureaucracy.
I'm loving the people in the hub chat right now on Island, just reacting to the stage. It's really fun. Okay, Kieran, Daniel, do you want to add anything to that?
I don't think I can add to that, honestly.
No,
I think you've said it all.
Right, so it's gonna be a blast. Kittens, bureaucracy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
something
wonder.
up.
I wonder
Don't
what
forget
it could be.
That is, yeah, weird. Okay, let's find another question here.
Do you want to talk about the battle pass?
Yeah. What do you want to say about the battle pass?
What do I want to say about the battle pass? I mean, I think we will be releasing a follow-up dev article, which will include some more information in general, just to summarize it. But I do want to say that the battle pass will be very affordable battle pass, and all of the exclusive stuff in the battle pass, or at least the majority of it. We're not specifically sure how much of it is going to be accessible later on, but once the battle pass is over, most of that stuff will still be accessible in other ways on the server. It'll just be harder and less convenient to get. So there won't be that whole fear of missing out thing that a lot of people have been worried about. So we're not going to be charging a crazy expensive battle pass, and you're not going to have to worry about missing out on too much stuff either.
Yeah, I think it's common for all games to have the battle pass at an incredibly affordable price point, and we're a Minecraft server, so I don't think we're going to deviate from that. I don't think there's much else to say on that, really. It's it's just a classic battle pass. I don't know. I like battle passes in games, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
They've-
really
they've-
not trying to
Yeah, I
use
don't know,
some
I just
devious
feel like, yeah,
marketing
it kinda
strategy.
works
It's
the
just
best here.
it really fit our server very well to have something like this. It's the same
thing
kind of
about-
progression idea.
There's just been bad battle passes recently. I think the battle pass system is quite exciting. It's just been, a bit
Yeah.
bad in certain, studios. But,
Definitely been some pretty bad apples, to say the least. Yeah.
but we're gamers. We've experienced them, and we don't want that on our server. So.
Yeah, but it is just to like specify on some confusion. So there's like we're doing a battle pass, like a global battle pass across the server, and you can kind of expect that to. We haven't like crystal clear decided on it, but it's looking like it will be done in like 3-month like timelines. That's the kind of current plan, but this can always change. But the game passes for the games themselves, you can kind of just see those as like mini battle passes, and those will never expire. And I've already said that in the article. But those will work much more like a lot of people have talked about Halo Infinite as an example, where you can kind of collect the game passes over time. You can have like many of them. I think we're only releasing with one game pass per game.
Yeah.
But like over time, as there's more, you can then switch between them, pick the one that you're currently leveling, and so on. So those will work much more like Halo Infinite. Build Mart is not in the plans right now, I will say.
Yeah,
Well, the Mart's
it
a
is
big
lower on the list.
Flex one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like we'll get round to figuring out how to port Build Mart kind of thing. But that's
Yeah.
low on the list to get round to.
But also, we want to adapt it for event as well, potentially. So you kind of need to, it needs
That is
something in Build Mart.
That is the most disappointing answer I've heard ever. It's difficult. It's a weird one. We have this real struggle with making MCC games as MCCi games because we're always like, okay, how do we make this actually fun to replay? And
It's the communication.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes Build Mart good in event.
yeah, and I've talked about this publicly before, so I'll talk about it again. But in alpha testing, when we were like behind closed doors and we had certain testers playing it, we actually had Ace Race and Parkour Tag available in the lineup. And we were testing the entire server with including Ace Race and Parkour Tag in the 4 games that you have now. And we just found that like Parkour Tag and Ace Race didn't quite like hit the replayability that we wanted out of it. So we kind of decided, all right, let's push those 2 back, and then we'll revisit them and figure out how we can change them a little bit. Because we only added them like as a mirror of what was on MCC event. And yeah, just like, yeah, there's some testers talking about it right now, but yeah, it got stale. And I think it was like, maybe it was because Ace Race was just a little bit too long in terms of like a round timer and stuff like that. But
Yeah, it's also important to note it was using the old Ace Race format for event, not the new one.
yeah,
So
that's
probably
true.
only made it worse as well.
Yeah, we were playing on Space Race, and it was just every time that
Yeah.
booted
Oh,
up, we were
man.
just
Yeah,
like,
there's always
God,
Space Race,
this is going to take ages.
It's quite interesting though, because like Ace Race is probably one of my favorite games on the event, and it is really interesting just how like different some of the things are when you need to adapt them for Island, because it did just get very repetitive and stale on Island. So it's going to be quite an interesting challenge, I think, to adapt that. And that's coming from someone that loves Ace Race. Even then it still wasn't quite what it could have been or could be.
Yeah, just in brief, we have to figure out how to adapt Ace Race better, and that is on our list. So there's no promises whether it will make it or not, but we all really want it to make it. So we'll figure it out. We'll try. Okay, will there be plans? Will there be private games to play with friends, Chase?
There will be private games to play with friends. Yes, you will have in the future, once the system comes out, the ability to create your own private lobbies. You'll be able to invite your friends or just people on the server in general. You'll be able to host private lobbies and then access that from some sort of NPC or menu to join other people's games. And you'll have a high level of customization over these games, such as like maps, modifiers, things like that. All game specific stuff.
Careful.
I'm being careful.
That's,
I'm being careful.
These are not promises. These are not promises.
These are not promises. These are ideas for what we want it to be. Yes, you're very right that I should be very clear about that. We want to have a very high level of customization for you guys to have access to, but figuring out how to do that effectively is still something we're working on.
Yeah. Harder than it sounds.
In general, yes, that will absolutely be a thing coming in the future. We absolutely want to try and create a format where you guys can do your own mini MCCs, but that's also very complicated, and there's a lot that goes into figuring out the best way to do that. But that is absolutely in the plans, and we are doing our absolute best to figure out how to do it effectively.
Yeah, the mini MCC thing is so complicated. Like, it's like okay, we sat there and we were like, right, we have Hole in the Wall it has like 24 players. And then we have Sky Battle has 32 players. So what happens when you start up a private lobby that has 32 players, but you also want to play Hole in the Wall to get to the other side and Sky Battle, and now suddenly like these maps for the different games have to work for like a consistent player count and blah blah blah. And it would all be fine if all games work for 40 players, like MCC does. But because we're in a server environment, things are very different, and player counts are going to be different across all games. So it's complicated problem. We'll figure it out. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah, it does seem like something we can solve. It's just we're not entirely sure how we're going to do it yet, so we don't want to give you guys a definite that it's going to happen. It's just like a very high priority in terms of we want to make it work so we can bring it around.
Yeah, but the thing we know we can do and we know how to solve is just allowing a private game, a private lobby for a single game, where you might be able to like pick the map, for example. And that I feel solves a lot of the issues that like communities are looking for, especially communities that run their own little like private tournaments. This is the kind of stuff that they want. Okay. Let's move on to another question.
There's one more thing I actually want to say about that. Just to clarify. We do also want to look into the ability to have different team sizes and also different like round amounts and stuff like that. Like again, it will be really customizable and configurable. You can expect everything that you could ever want is something that we are thinking about and trying to make work. So as long as it's feasible and makes sense and will work, it's something we're trying to do, even if we can't promise that it'll happen.
Okay, this question is from Nop. I recognize that name. Is that the Nop I know? How do you guys... Oh, no, wait,
Anop. Anop was,
How do you guys decide the changes to and which games to port to MCCi? Games like To Get to the Other Side and Ace Race seem pretty hard to keep replayable. Does anyone want to grab this one?
I have no clue how to answer that.
How do we decide the changes to and which games to port to MCCi?
It's just, we talk about it. It's a big discussion. Yeah.
If we're talking about what games to port to MCCi, there's just a bunch of factors. I guess the main one is just figuring out what MCCi is missing. So right now, we want to do Parkour Warrior because we feel like there's a lack of movement games, at least a parkour game. That's a big factor. And then obviously the time it will take to make something, like making Sands of Time, for example, would be a lot of work right now. So it's not something we can consider just yet.
Yeah, so the speed that we can get you guys something new is also a factor, like Isaac's saying.
I think
we could spend 2 years. I'm joking, but 2 years figuring out how to get Sands of Time onto the server. But we want to get you guys as much varied content as we can as quickly as possible.
Just about what island is missing right now, and what we feel is just going to do best to just keep things fresh and exciting.
Yeah, it's a balance. We sat in a meeting a while ago and we kind of put all the games on the screen and went, all right, let's order this in the order of importance / excitement that we have towards these games. And then like the realism of when we're going to be able to actually create it. So obviously Sands of Time was one of the most exciting ones. Like everyone was really excited about it, but the realism factor of being able to bring Sands of Time to Island was like super low. So we pushed that back kind of thing. And it's like, all right, we're not ready as a team to make that yet, right? And the server is not ready for this. So let's push that back. And then there's
the whole team has daily rants about how excited they are for the concept of Sands of Time, to be clear. Just
I do think as well though is you will end up like you think in your head, oh, Sands of Time on Ireland, that sounds great, but if you were to just port it 1-to-1, it would be such a disappointing experience. That I think it's like really important, and this is sort of the same with like games like Ace Race. Is that what's really important is that we make sure that the games are fun to play on Ireland, and that's like one of the biggest things that you have to think about when deciding which ones to bring over. Is like, how can we make them fun? Because what's fun in the event isn't necessarily fun in on Ireland, and you've already seen like some of the changes we've made to say like hole in the wall and to get to the other side, for example, to help make them be a bit more fresh and replayable.
Yeah. And then there's like a factor of just ensuring that we have like a variety of games on Ireland. So, Isaac touched upon a little bit of like, we want a bit more of a movement game. But Parkour Warrior also kind of brings a little bit of kind of a solo play ability to it. Currently on Ireland, every single game you have to queue with other people and play against them. And if there was just something that you wanted to like come online and chill on, just do something solo that doesn't require anyone else, then we don't have that option right now. So Parkour Warrior, we realized, that's actually a really good solution to that, right? To give something chill solo, blah blah blah. So it's just ensuring that we have a good variety of games, and that depicts kind of the order of games that we're gonna do. All right, hope that was a satisfactory answer on that question.
I think so, but there was another part of it, wasn't there?
I mean, it's the change. How do you decide the changes? Which is just like, how do you?
Well,
but that's like, how do you make it replayable?
The changes from event. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that's just discussions and ideas.
Just try and figure out some cool ideas that, will work.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'll do a bonus question that's probably been asked somewhere. But what is the what game are you most excited about to bring to Ireland?
Oh wow! Okay, it's hard for me to pick between two. So can I just say two?
Yeah.
Survival games, absolutely, and Sands of Time. Oh yes, both of those.
I can be fantastic. Survival games, yeah.
Bingo but fast, baby. Bingo but fast. Coming to an island near you.
Get out, Chase.
I don't believe you.
I love bingo. I'm a high level bingo representative. The only one around. Eventually, maybe.
Do you remember that bingo but fast version we tried where there was like you had to like
battle?
Bingo battle. You had to go get the items and then you had to bring it back and like deposit it in a place that you had to defend. And oh god. We really tried a lot of different things with bingo but fast, and
I'm gonna make it work, guys. I'm gonna find a way. I swear. But then Meltdown, probably. I love Meltdown.
Yeah, Meltdown. I agree.
Yeah. SG and Meltdown.
We can't have that many PvP games, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while for them to all arrive, but the PvP games are all really good.
Kieran, what about you, and why is it fishing?
I mean, does that count as a game?
No, it doesn't
count.
If
it does. It's a whole server.
Yeah, okay, well in that case, fishing. That's my answer.
No,
okay,
that doesn't count. We already know fishing now.
Fine, alright. Probably Ace Race, just because it's the one that I find the most fun playing, and I think it's probably the only one that I'm actually not terrible at, which is also another reason to be excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm most excited for the game I'm not terrible at.
Well, I don't know, like, of the games that I'm good at, I'm the one to get to the other side, so they're already there,
It's going to be hard to be bad at fishing, yeah.
Well,
that is not true. You have no idea how complex the system I am.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Firebreath Man says, will coins and gems be reset along with stats? And then I'll ask the bonus question, because this is actually a good one. So gems and coins and stats and everything like that will all be reset except for the paid ranks that you bought. Okay, so anyone who bought a ticket will get those gems that the ticket gave you on release, open beta release. Okay,
yes, cosmetics, gems, and ranks purchased from the bundles. That's the only thing not being reset. Literally every other thing is being reset.
Yeah, so imagine like everything got reset, and then it was as if you just bought those tickets on day one of open beta. That's the way it would work. All right. Hopefully that makes that clear. And then the last part of that question was, I can't remember where it was. Will auto equipment ever come back, Isaac?
Is that, hopefully. It just needs a bit more figuring out, because there were some problems where it would like interrupt your gameplay. Like if you're about to fight someone and then it swaps your like inventory. That wasn't very nice. So I would like to get it back, but I just need to figure out a way in which it doesn't, interrupt your gameplay. If we can't figure that out, then possibly not. But we'll see. It was nice to just optimize that stuff, though.
Yeah, the problem in that system lied a little bit in the how does an auto equip system decide whether you want to have like the knockback sword or the stronger damage sword in that moment.
I think it's more about the items from a floor that people are talking about these days, because you do the right click swap and that speeds this up, like your inventory management, a lot quicker. It's just the stuff on the floor not being sorted. But yeah, it's gonna have some more time being pondered about. It's not just thrown away, don't worry.
Is there any plans? Little Irish asks, is there any plans to add dodge bolts to the server?
There are plans. I mean,
it's a difficult
one. It's a difficult question to answer properly. But I mean, yes, there are plans to bring dodgeball.
I think it kind of extends into the whole question of which event games are happening. There's plans for all of them, Every game's probably been mentioned.
Pretty much.
It's just a question of like which game is like in the lineup, It's like there's a few games that have better chance and just the rest is all like.
I mean,
just like with Dodgeball.
Let's talk
the
about
event version. Dodgeball gets a lot of its hype based on the whole event that it's in. So if it comes to Island, there needs to be a lot more going on in Dodgeball game, right? And we are thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, would Dodgeball work in the same way that like, Sky Battle does, right? So like, you queue in, you get put together with like 8 other people, and then you just play Dodgeball. And I'm not sure, like, it's kind of weird. Like, the problem sort of comes from the fact that in MCC, Dodgeball is like the epic finale game. And if you could just play it like freely on MCC Island, it kind of like loses a little bit of its value on the event. So we like Dodgeball as a concept, right? That whole like you're on a team and you get to eliminate people on the other side. But we want to bring it to Island like in a little bit of a different way, where it's not just exactly Dodgeball. But there has been discussions, and no promises on this one, but we were like in a discussion once, and we're like, oh, if we're running little private MCCs and private lobbies, wouldn't it be cool if they could finish off a session with a Dodgeball match of like the top 8 players or something? Wouldn't that be cool?
Mm.
And then we all went, yeah, that would be cool. Who knows whether we're going to make that a thing in reality or not? Yeah.
It seems like Dodgeball in its event form could make more sense as a private game option than like a queued thing.
Yeah. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it would get boring as just like a replayable game like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's been lots of discussions on this, but no solid answers. So, all right. There's some funny questions here.
I've seen a very small question that someone asked that I don't think we've spoke about yet, but I can't remember who asked it. But someone said, "Will you ever have MCC Island translated into other languages?" And it's quite a short answer, but it's yes at some point in the future, not anytime soon. But once we've got like a good system for that figured out of how to generate user translations for various things, then yes, but not now, not soon.
Isaac, do you want to talk at all about? Actually, let me message you. I'm gonna put it in the TeamSpeak.
Okay.
No.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Nah, not right now.
Sorry to bait you guys.
Just do it in TeamSpeak beforehand.
If at all, do you plan on using 1.20's armor trims on the server? Like we haven't like mega talked about that, but if it's
useful, then yeah.
We had ideas of things that we wanted to do like a year and whatever ago. That I think that the new armor trims thing does allow.
Yeah, there's been lots of like very excited ideas, but nothing concrete yet, really. I mean, it's only just been released, so we haven't really had the time to sort of sit down and think about it too much. But it's got a lot of potential, and I'm sure we'll end up using it in some way.
It's just in the 200 plus message Slack thread we had when that was announced the other day. Definitely a lot of conversation going on there. Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about ranks real quick. There's been a bunch of different rank questions, but in terms of the big one, how much ranks are changing from now to open beta? Yeah, it's possible a couple more things will get added. I don't think anything's being removed. A couple things are being kind of like evolved a little bit into a different form to fit our new progression systems. But in general, all the rank perks and stuff you have now will be the same, and you'll have a couple more when we reach open beta because there'll be more progression systems. And as the server goes on, ranks will get more perks as well because we'll have more systems to tie into them. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
I think you clean.
What?
Yep. I think you're good on that one.
Cool.
And yes, Grand Champ Royale will release with open beta as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
And if you already have like Grand Champ, you'll just be able to like upgrade to Grand Champ Royale with like the discount of what you've already spent kind of thing.
Yeah, and we don't have a finalized price for that yet, so I don't want to release that publicly.
Yeah, it'll be $500.
Yeah, $5,000. Yeah.
That sounds even better.
That's too expensive.
We'll make.
Only 3,000.
Such an idiot.
Isaac, I'm sorry.
We would make more money
Not
if we
paying
said
that.
5,000. $5,000 per month. That is a great idea, Pico Bit.
Perfect. All right, that's the new plan for Grand Champ Royale.
Yeah. It'll obviously be up, in the upper range, but I'm pretty confident that it'll be sub 100.
I am 100%
pretty
confident
confident
it
in that
will
one.
be sub 100. It will not be anywhere near $100. Let's
All right.
say that. Thank you.
Oh no! Watch us go back on that now.
That is not going to happen.
That's not
and then be like,
it will not be anywhere near $100.
200.
And if you want to see the
inflation,
perks,
exactly. Inflation.
Yeah, inflation. I'm sorry.
99.
You can.
Yeah, we just pull one.
99.99.
99.99.
You can see the perks on the forums for the people who are asking. Some things obviously aren't there yet because they're coming with open beta, but you can see an overview of the perks already.
Cario just messaged me and said, I'm a hashtag baller, so I would pay. Some 5,000 it is. All right. Let's get some extra questions. We're kind of like nearing the end here. I'd say let's do another like 5-10 minutes. if at all, Luigi0230 says, if at all, when will Sky Battle be receiving the solo, duo, or trio modes?
I mean, yeah, we certainly will have more options for entry in Sky Battle. We don't know which it will be yet, but there'll be another one other than quads. And I think relatively soon. We can't really give a date, but it's not too far off.
Yeah, we don't think trios are going to come anytime soon, but
Yeah.
it's like a battle. I'd say it's a battle between solos and duos. And this is really interesting because I logged into the S tier Sky Battle Discord community and asked them what they think, and there was just this like big war between solos and duos, and like lots of people were saying like solos is the way, and lots of people were saying no, duos is the way. So we'll see. I kind of want the solos one because
that's what I'm thinking too.
You've already got the team experience with quads. But if you just want to be like, solo and selfish and toxic and, whatever, then solos is kind of the way to go. Like, being toxic doesn't work when you're in a duo because then you have to have your duo be toxic too,
It's just I certainly feel a big difference when playing a solo battle royale compared to a team-based battle royale. It's just so much more tense when you're on your own.
I also think the difference between like quads and solos is so much bigger, right? I used to really like watching like solo. I can't remember what it was. One of the Hypixel games, and like just the vibes of it was so different to even like watch as someone like consuming YouTube video content for it, right? So it's quite cool.
Yeah, I meant toxic in gameplay, not toxic in like being in like the person that you are. Just to iterate on that. You know what I mean? Toxic in gameplay, like selfish. When you're selfish, and you yeah. Yeah, you can't call people stinky. That's really toxic, man.
That's a no word.
Shout out to the Hole in the Wall Dojo Discord community as well. I love the fact that there's a sub community for like Hole in the Wall.
Wait, no way! You got to drop me the link to that one.
Yeah, Hole in the Wall Dojo. I'll invite you to it.
I've seen a couple. Oh, sorry, go ahead if you want to.
If there's any other communities out there around MCCi Island, please let me know. I will absolutely join your Discord. As long as it has more than one person in it.
Yeah, you just set yourself up there, didn't you?
Damn it! I'm just gonna get invited to servers with just one person in it.
I will join your Discord if you invite me.
I just wanted to say on the topic of community building, etc. One of the things we are looking into improving is the friend system. I have seen a bunch of questions about that. We are going to be making some. I don't want to say changes because I don't want to say I don't want to confirm or deny anything specific, but it's something we're looking into improving. So expect some changes, stuff going on there soon, as an open beta, if that was unclear.
Okay, what else? What does a day in the life of an MCC dev look like, Kieran and Daniel?
Oh,
that's a great question. I mean, to be honest, this is kind of a boring answer. Although we all work remote, we do all sit in like TeamSpeak channels together chatting. So everyone will sort of come on, sit down, we'll chat about various things, go off by ourselves, do some programming or whatever, come back and do a bit more chatting. We have like meetings about twice a week where we sort of sync on all the things that we're doing and the tasks that we're doing. But other than that, it's quite sort of self-managed almost. You do a lot of the things that you want to do and sit there and then be in a sort of space where you have to like ask people questions and work on problems together and stuff like that. So even though we're all separated and we're remote, there's still a nice feeling of togetherness for it.
That's a great advertisement for the job.
Yeah, and
really, really good.
Don't forget the daily 10k jog, apparently.
Oh.
Q Husky says.
Oh, well, one day maybe.
You have time while it's all compiling.
Not every day
So-
is the same.
Daniel, what does the day and night look like for an MCC dev, Daniel?
Well, there are days, of which I've had multiple this week because we're doing a lot for Event Season 3 in the background, where you wake up and you're like, let's fix this one issue. And then it's 8 hours later and you have not yet eaten because I have to recode a lot of work.
Can I just say that is Daniel's choice on that
Yes.
matter, and there's no
Yeah.
one making him not eat and skip dinner.
I
In
was
fact,
gonna
when he's-
start out with
when-
how Kes
when
probably
Daniel
has a much more
skips
organized
dinner,
schedule.
I tell him off.
Yeah, and
Like I just,
Yeah.
I just like say that.
Look, I give a lot for this event, and if you guys show up to Season 3's first event, and it's just like nothing changed, just know I recoded half the stuff you're seeing. And it took me a long time.
Yeah, it's not as flashy, but it's
actually
there.
ridiculous. Over the Christmas break, we were like, everyone, you're taking a break, and we're giving you reasons to take a break. And what happens? Daniel just works anyway.
A lot of people worked
You just
anyway.
can't stop them.
Look, but now parkour tech maps are easier to make for events, and we got that now. We didn't have that before,
That is true.
and no one will ever know. But now they do.
And I think one thing that's quite important to say is like, and you'll have noticed this with our release into open beta anyway, that we weren't sort of super far ahead with a sort of fixed release date. And one of the big reasons for that is to sort of make sure that we all are working at very healthy paces, avoiding crunch. For those of us that don't put that upon ourselves sometimes. So yeah, we're all very healthy and happy, even if some of us do work slightly more than maybe we should.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put the gun down.
And sometimes I
Thanks,
use
Kieran.
that pace to, like, whenever you see an island patch note where out of nowhere there's just a weird, oddly specific feature that might relate to event, just know that I spent like a few hours very specifically adding that. So if you enjoyed the inventory organization that it now saves between games, that was a thing I did one day.
I mean, loads of people love that. It's a great change.
At some
All right.
point, I'll sit down and I'll give you music. I know a lot of people want music in game. We've talked about it before.
Well,
We'll add it one day.
that's a more difficult one because then I've got to make more music for Island as well.
That's a positive. More Isaac Wilkins music.
Which MCC games will not be added to MCC Island?
Foot race.
Yeah, yeah. Probably.
I think that's the only answer, to be honest. That
and
we could
probably
actually
bingo,
say.
but fast.
You're
I
wrong.
th-
He's
it has-
lying to you. It's a red herring.
It has potential that
I
it
still-
could. I think we can't
Okay.
rule it out. I think
Not
yet,
we
not
can
in-
rule
not in
out
its
foot
Christ.
race.
Not in its
Rule
current
out
I mean,
form.
foot
okay.
race.
Not in
I
its
think
current
it
form, but
could.
we can make
it
it better.
could work if you bring it to the island for like a week. Just like on a rotation where it just like
Yeah.
comes in for a week and then disappears, and then comes in for a week sometime else, and then just
But I
That
don't
could
think
work.
we'll do that with foot race. To be honest.
yeah. Don't love it. All right,
Yeah,
7 minutes.
The idea of limited time games or modes, etc., is something we're very much looking into and have on the radar. So there's lots of stuff like that.
Well, Noms says, I've got to leave this server forever now. You've all lost a loyal customer. And I say, good riddance, Noms. Good riddance.
Yeah, no foot racers around
Yeah.
here.
Hope you enjoy yourself on other servers.
All right, let's do a couple maybe two questions. One of them, will we be able to sell duplicate cosmetics for gems back? Chase, you can answer.
Not gems. No, that would be an economy breaking issue. But you will be able to sell them for a currency called silver, and silver will be very useful for a lot of different systems around the server. You'll have a whole really in-depth duplicate system. The whole not having that for closed beta was just because we did not have time to get it in. But we know it's like a huge issue, and we're very aware from that, of that from the start. So being able to get rid of your duplicate items and cosmetics will be a huge part of the new economy.
Silver instead of gold. Inflation has hit MCCi.
Well, you'll still have coins too. Silver is just an additional currency.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, why not?
I also saw someone mention, is there going to be any way to make opening, currency pouches and stuff quicker? And the answer to that too is we have something planned for being able to sort of bulk open them as well, but still keep it fun. So yeah, lots of fun
Cool.
InfiniBag changes soon.
I have like 50 just stockpiled because I forgot about it.
Yeah, I've seen
really
people with
quickly.
screenshots of like pages of them.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh yeah, and just to really note in general, economy is really being rebalanced, reformed, redesigned, whatever you want to call it. We will have a very balanced and effective economy coming for open beta. The current thing.
Oh, that's a
hey,
promise.
you don't understand how much work we have
Nice
spent in
making
those
a promise.
spreadsheets. No, it's not okay. It's not a problem. It's a hope. It's a
No,
dream.
it's fine.
It's my
Chase,
highest
If
aspiration.
it's not balanced, they're coming after
It
you.
will be.
That's fine. That's fine. We are putting our heart and souls into making this economy very good, very balanced. The amount of numbers and math and spreadsheets, everything. You guys have no idea. The current economy is a mess, and everyone is very aware of that. And it was known that it was going to be a mess for closed beta. I promise you, good economy coming soon. This probably means a lot more to me than it does to a lot of other people, but like,
Yeah.
good
You
economy
have
soon,
not-
I swear.
You've not seen game balance yet. I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
You've not seen anything yet.
Oh god. Okay, and then maybe this question actually, Chase, maybe you can answer on this one. So, will the ranks have more use in future? I currently have the Grand Champion rank, and when reading the newest announcement, I figured if ranks would maybe have some use in the battle pass and stuff, since right now the ranks aren't really worth buying.
We don't think ranks will work with the battle pass specifically, but you can expect ranks to be a lot more useful in the server going forward. Yeah, they'll do a lot more once we have more systems. Currently, we just don't have that much stuff to put into ranks. Like, of course, there's a lot of stuff we could jam in there, but that wouldn't be nice to our free players, so we don't want to do that. So we're walking that line of like, what can we put in ranks that's a good, nice little bonus for ranked players, but doesn't take away from people who don't have ranks. And a lot of those types of features and content will be coming when we have more systems on the server. So expect ranks to be a lot more useful later. Yes.
I mean, but they unlock more quests.
Yeah, they have
Right, so
quite a couple uses now. They are very good if you want to get more progression, more coins on a daily basis. Buying a rank definitely improves your experience, but it will be better later. There will always be more. And exclusive access to those trails and auras, baby.
Yeah, and I think like there are, as Chase said, there's only ever going to be more and more benefits to them as well as time goes on. Like you think of every new system we may have planned, there'll be one or two little benefits in there for people with a rank.
Kind of like you're pre-ordering in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, I think it just takes time.
Say that.
Just because it just takes time for us to kind of like build enough content for people to consider like a part of it being like valuable. Do you know? So it's all down to time, really. But yeah, if you buy it soon, if you buy it early, you'll eventually get the value out of it. So
if you buy it early, you'll get those exclusive closed beta cosmetics.
And then there was a question of like, a question on apartments, really, of like how far are apartments and blah blah blah. So interesting.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll end on this, I guess. But like, so we actually had apartments working in alpha testing a long time ago, and there was a very small group of testers who got to witness that. And it was actually really funny. Like, we ended up playing like musical chairs in someone's apartment or something. So there's a lot of like cool stuff we want to do with apartments, but it was kind of a case where we realized that the version of apartments we could ship with was maybe like too naked for like, I don't know what better word to use.
I think fundamental flawed is a pretty good word to use for our old apartment system.
Yeah, naked might be desirable.
But
like there just wasn't enough to it that we felt like we could release that. So we kind of pushed it back a little bit to bulk out a lot more. And yeah, there's no like, don't have any date on that, but it's like soon, maybe, who knows? Because apartments and player housing is just big and complicated, very complicated thing to make work.
It's a really important vision for what we want the server to be, though. Like, apartments have been a core vision since the start of MCCi and will continue to be one of our top priorities going forward. It's just they are incredibly complicated and will have an immense amount of content and systems tied into them. And trying to find the best way to implement them is, a whole nother matter. So they are one of our top priorities, but they will take, a good amount of time to figure out how to do right. And yeah, furniture. You'll have furniture in your apartments. That's the whole point. Blocks and furniture, be able to customize those apartments, play it with your friends, you'll be able to collect a bunch of stuff, put it in your apartments. They'll be your own little social hubs. That's the idea behind them. And so much more that I would get yelled at if I said so.
A lot of you probably noticed in the hub, there was like 2 buildings or something that hint towards apartments. So you had like, well, it was 3, wasn't it? It was like Splinter's Workshop, Build Mart Express, and the JL building. So these were all kind of like prepared in advance of these plans. And there are other buildings around the hub, by the way, that are put there because we're planning to do something with them, but we just haven't got to making that system yet. Yeah, those 3 buildings are all to do with apartments. So figure it out. Splinter's Workshop, Build Mart Express, and J&L.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation to be done based on hub builds. So, there's quite a good amount of stuff that is just like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be a system in the future. And roughly 30% of the time, you'd be right. So,
yeah.
All right. Is there
Good luck.
anything? We'll end there. But is there anything that any of you would like to say just before we end?
No.
Bingo, but fast supremacy, baby. It's coming. It's coming eventually.
Maybe.
That's it. That's it. All right. Well, that was inspirational. Thank you.
What a delight.
That's the last time.
Phishing system, actually. Phishing system supremacy. I'm sorry. I'm of two
that's
minds
more
right
like
now.
it. Thank you, Chase. None of this jokey bingo talk.
Woo, fishing.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll go back to my corner and keep working on the phishing system.
Anyway, no approximate date, but it's as soon as we can. We really want to launch it.
We're giving details about stuff coming in beta,
Yeah.
in the coming months.
Yeah, and I think badges will probably make their way onto the actual server soon. That's probably the first overhaul drop that will happen. Badges, not badgers.
Badges in a limited form, not the full scope of what we want to do with badges. Sort of just the first part of it.
The badgers come later.
It's true. They keep getting out of their cages early, though. It's kind of becoming an issue.
Yeah, it's hard to herd them nowadays.
Right. Yeah, that's how So badgers soon, guys.
About badgers.
What a great way to end it. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for joining the Q&A. And if you really liked the Q&A, then make some noise somewhere and to let us know if we should do another one eventually. So.
Mm-hmm. And if you have if we haven't answered your questions and you want to ask them again, head over to the forums, ask them there. I'm sure we'll take a look and try and answer them if we can. Obviously, we can't answer too much, but
yeah,
we want to be talking to you guys more.
Okay.
And now that we're a bit closer and have more of our systems finalized, it's a lot easier to answer questions because we're not worried about giving information that's going to end up being wrong later on.
I mean, it might still be wrong, but not.
Well, we're less worried about it being wrong, not necessarily that everything is going to be right all the time. Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, we'll wrap this
Cool.
up.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a good
Thanks,
night
guys.
/ day, everyone.
See ya.
Have a good time of day.
Hope you lose on Sky Battle.